In this repair video, we're going to be working on the iPad 12.9 inch that was mailed to us from Wyoming. Customer attempted screen replacement and now the tablet does not power on. So customer sent the tablet in like this without the screen. We later called him and told him that we need the screen so we can test it, and he shipped to us a screen overnight, which is right over here. We got the screen today, so we're going to start working on this tablet right now and see what's going on. The first thing I want to do is inspect the FEC connector area of the tablet, which is right over here. And right off the bat, we see a lot of things wrong here. The FEC connector itself needs to be changed. It's broken from here. This side should look like this, and we do see a missing pin here. So we need to change the whole connector. I do not have this one in stock for the 12.9 inch, but I think the iPad Air 2 connector is similar. So we're gonna try to extract it from the iPad Air 2 and put it here. This is a backlight filter and this is a backlight filter. The reason I know this is because I've worked on those tablets before. There is no schematics available for this tablet, and with trial and error, I figured out that those two filters are for the backlight. This filter is for the touch screen, and this filter is for the touch screen also. This one does not look good. It looks burned. This one looks burned. This one is totally gone. We do not know if this filter is good also. So what we're gonna do is test. Let's start by testing this filter here. It should be continuous from here to here, and it's not. I mean, it looks very bad, so I did not think that this filter was going to be good. We have to change this. We have to change this. What about the touch filter here? Touch filter is not good as well. So right now, even if we fixed the connector and the backlight filters, touch is not going to work because of this. And we're going to test this one to see if it's continuous. And this one is good. We're going to keep it. Even though it looks a bit burned, the filter itself is working. We're going to replace one component, 2, 3, 4. I do not know if there's anything else wrong with the board, but that's a good starting point. The first thing I want to do is remove the FEC connector. And we're going to remove the backlight filter and the touch filter. We're going to use hot tweezers to remove this filter here with the help of hot air, because that's a big filter, so it will be a lot easier to remove it with the tweezers if we also have hot air. And we're going to remove this one here. And now we're going to remove this connector, the FEC connector. But let me quickly prep the board by applying solder onto those pads. That's one. Maybe if I change the tape to something smaller. Right there. Yeah, just a moment. All right, so the board is ready to accept new filters. This one I'm not going to change unless we have issues with the touch, then we're going to change it, but this one is testing good. Right now we're going to remove this FEC connector. And we have to be careful not to knock off any of the neighboring components. FEC connector is out. Now, since we do not have an FEC connector in stock, we have to remove it off the iPad Air tool. I'm sure it's the same FEC connector, but we have to remove it without damaging that connector so we can use it. If we are not able to remove that FEC connector from iPad Air 2, then we have to buy another one, and this repair has to wait. شوفك بكره إذا الله رد. Right, so let's grab our iPad Air 2 salvaged tablet that we have here. Right over here, I use it for parts. I have used a lot of parts from this board, and we're gonna use the filters from here also. But most importantly, I wanna use the FEC connector. And the one that looks the same is this one here. There's 3 connectors on this tablet. The one that looks like the iPad Pro 12.9 is this one here. This one has 21 pins, just like the iPad Pro. And the size matches. I mean, I'm looking at this under the microscope. If you look at this, vertically, it's taken edge to edge. If I do the same thing for the iPad Pro, edge to edge. So it's the same one. That's how I take measurements. So let's see how we're gonna remove this connector without damaging it. A lot of heat can damage this connector, but we wanna do it as safe as possible. If we are not successful, then we have to order a connector and make the customer wait a few days. Customer sent the Screen Express because he wants this done as soon as possible. He's working on this for a customer. I'm going to be working at 385 degrees Celsius and maybe 84 airspeed. Yeah, I think we're almost there. Just have to be patient. Oh, game over. Game over. The connector is bent. Nope. We're not gonna be able to use this. Maybe we can try again. I have other iPad Air 2s in stock here. We can try this one more time and see how it goes. Okay, so we have another one here. Let's see if we can do it on this one. Usually I'm successful removing those connectors, but as you can see, it doesn't work all the time. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just plastic. Success. Success. Yes. Exactly the same one. I have to add some flux. I have my temperature at 375 and airspeed at 25. Just raise up the temperature a bit to 390. I see the pins sparkling. Okay. Did the connector make a good connection? Yes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is raise up the airspeed, maybe 70. Let's add more flux. One of the viewers posted a comment, do you buy flux by the truckload? We do not. But flux does help with the reflowing. We use as much as it takes to do a good job. Okay, that's it. Job is done. We do not want to apply heat for a long time. It's going to start to change the shape of the connector. So that's enough. Let's wait for the board to cool down. Clean up. We're going to solder the backlight filter, the touch filter, and hopefully everything works out. Very good. Very nice. Let's go ahead and solder the filters. And the filters, I'm gonna pull them off the iPad Air 2. That's the iPad Air 2 here. Let's find the filter. We can use this one if it's the same size. Yes. Let me take the phone call. Okay, so let's add some flux. $16,000 interruptions while doing this job. I mean, the reason I do videos before I go home is because we do not have much customers at that time. Right now it's 5:30, so 30 more minutes I go home. But every day is different. Of course, I do not mind the business, but it's just a little bit frustrating when you are doing delicate work and you have phone calls or customers. We have a tiny bridge here. That's no problem. We need one more backlight filter, and I'm going to remove that of the other iPad Air 2 tablet right here. Let's test to make sure this filter is good. Yes. That's done. We just need to solder one more filter, the one for the touch, which is this one here. And I believe this is a 201 size. Let me look and see if we can find one on the iPad Air 2. Okay, let's remove this one here. And the job is done. Just one final touch up and we should be all good. The job is done. All we have to do is test, and hopefully we have a working tablet. Just to end the day nicely. The burnt flux, I do not like the looks of the burnt flux on components. Okay, we're all good. Should we test? I'm just removing the shields I put on top of the battery and the flex cable here. I also do not like to leave fingerprints on the battery. Here. We're gonna open up the screen the customer sent. So what the customer did is he ordered the screen from a vendor that sent it directly to us, and this is a receipt for the customer. Okay, great. The daughter board is here. I thought for a second that maybe the screen that was shipped to us did not have the daughter board. We have to manually bend this cable and connect it here. Hey buddy, how are you, man?
Good, good.
Interruption again. We got USB drive for data recovery, 512 gigs on this. The customer said it broke in half and somebody tried to solder that drive and it doesn't work. Yes?
If you can get that working, I may have some business I can throw at you.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
All right. The guy really wants his information. He just came in to tell me that if I'm able to get this working, he has more business for me. I'm gonna try my best anyway. He doesn't have to tell me that he's gonna give me more business. I always do my absolute best. Right now, the first thing I wanna do is disconnect the battery, so I'm gonna take a few minutes to remove this. Okay, I just disconnected the battery. I'm going to install the screen. I do not have the battery screwed in, so we may have to press down on the battery. Yes, yes, it's working. Right here. Battery is low, but the tablet is working. Awesome, awesome. Customer's gonna be happy. So that tells us that the FEC connector was soldered on properly. That tells us that we have a backlight. It's a nice feeling when you spend time on something and it works, especially that this is the last repair for the day. I go home happy. I'm gonna end it right here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do something else in the next video.